Well, the electoral results are putting pressure to end the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. On now day 36 of that shutdown, President Donald Trump urging Senate Republicans to reopen the federal government by getting rid of the filibuster. Rafael Sanchez-Cruz is in studio with us right now. And Rafael, some of us are starting to see some glimmers of hopes here that this shutdown could be in sight based on what we're hearing about ongoing negotiations.
Yeah, on day 36, as you mentioned it, Larry, President Trump is still blaming Democrats for the shutdown, but this time he's also putting pressure on his own party to reopen the government. He wants Senate Republicans to do away with the filibuster, which requires 60 senators to approve legislation before it reaches the president's desk.
If you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans.
President Donald Trump this morning during a breakfast with Republican senators blamed the government shutdown for the Democrats' success in the elections. He called on his own party to reopen the government.
It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation.
But Majority Leader John Thune says he doesn't have the votes to change the Senate rules.
Maybe last night's result will convince him that this strategy of disengagement is not helping, it's hurting.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine says Governor-elect Abigail Spanberger's victory is in part driven by Trump's impact on Virginians.
Thousands of Virginians fired. They kind of view the shutdown as a continuation of Donald Trump's economic chaos, and that made him very, very unpopular.
I don't think the loss last night was any reflection about Republicans at all.
A different take from House Speaker Mike Johnson.
In Northern Virginia, there are a lot of federal employees. They're probably pretty upset, and they should blame the Democrats for that.
Meanwhile, reports indicate that a bipartisan group of senators is working on a deal to reopen the federal government in exchange for a set vote to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies.
Negotiating in public, but I told you what the answer is. The answer is to sit down and talk to us.
After weeks without movement, there are finally some signs of optimism that the shutdown could soon. Some saying it could be by this week. Larry, a lot of optimism, but a lot of negotiations still to come.
Yeah, now we have heard the saying of this week, this week, this week. Hopefully this will be the last time that we have to hear that.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Rafael, good to see you as always. Thank you so much.